Welcome back to the BJack 70 show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and it's still Predictions Week. Predictions Week is going strong, and today we're talking about the playoffs. Not just the playoff teams, but we got playoff matchups, and I'm going to tell you by the end of the night who do I have winning, who do I have going to the Super Bowl, and who do I have winning the Super Bowl. Um, really not too much to talk about before we get right into it. But before I do, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Patreon coming on Monday, September 1st. Coming soon. Be on the lookout for that. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So, talking about the AFC again, AFC playoff picture. Um, and already told you I had Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Bills, Bengals, Jags, and the Chargers, um, in that order. So wild card weekend, we got, and let's just go through the games. We got the Chargers versus the Ravens, and I'm taking the Ravens. Taking the Ravens. Um, Usually Baltimore has no issues with their whoever their first round matchup is. Um, Lamar Jackson can still perform in the first round of the playoffs. No trouble there. The Chargers, they've gotten to the first round in recent memory, but haven't gotten past it. And don't think this will be the year that they get past it again. So I got the Ravens there. Next up, Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans. I got Houston there. Got Houston there. Houston won that division, and I think they're the better team. I believe a lot in Jacksonville this year, but I believe in Houston just a little bit more. That would be a home playoff game. I do believe in CJ, and when it comes to Houston in the playoffs, they've been a dominant first round team. Like since CJ's been there, they've won a lot. They've won a lot in the first round. They didn't beat. Did they play? They played the Chiefs. When they played the Chiefs, I think that was a second round game where they played the Chiefs and lost. But either way, they've CJ Stroud does have playoff success on his resume, and I think it continues here against Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. Next up, Cincinnati and Buffalo. Cincinnati going into Buffalo in January. But the thing is, they've done it before and they've won in Buffalo. And I think they can do it again. And I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the Bengals going to Buffalo and beating Buffalo. Yeah, I know. I don't think a lot of people would pick that, but I got the coach of the year, Zach Taylor, coaching the Cincinnati Bengals. I think, that the run up to the Super Bowl that Joe Burrow gets a lot of credit for, um, a lot of that was on the defense. But I think this time around, he gets back to the playoffs. I think whatever they do is going to be predicated on what he does specifically. And I have faith that he can perform. I think he's just that level of quarterback talent now. And I would pick him. Like this game actually happens. Like this is a game I would put my money on. Buffalo would most likely be favored. I would love plus money Cincinnati going into Buffalo. I would love it. So moving on to the next round in the AFC. I'm just gonna go AFC and then I'll go over to the NFC. Um, Next round we would have Cincinnati versus Kansas City. And we know how those games go. They're always close. Something always happens at the end, and something always happens at the end to put it into Kansas City's favor. Um, that probably happens again. It's probably a shootout. Um, and I'm taking Kansas City in that game. Just historically, Joe Burrow is the one in the AFC that has beaten Patrick. But again, that game that they won it was the defense shutting Patrick and the offense down in the second half of that game, and I don't see that happening with the way that this Bengals team is made up. So I got Kansas City. I got Patrick moving on. In the other game, Houston going to Baltimore. Again, I got Baltimore again. Same same matchup I think from again, it's either last year or it's either last year or the year before Houston went into Baltimore for a playoff game. I got Baltimore again. I believe in Lamar Jackson. I believe that he's the second best quarterback in the league. Um, and yeah, I don't see a world in which this is the path for the Ravens and they lose up to this point. So I got the Ravens. And then in the AFC Championship game, you have the Baltimore Ravens going back to Arrowhead, playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately for Baltimore and Lamar Jackson fans, I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning that game. Um, those are always close games, tough games, hard fought games, but there's always a mistake or two on the Baltimore side that the Chiefs take advantage of, and it probably happens again. Like if you're just playing how the history has gone, I feel like it's gonna repeat itself again, and not just the history. I'm really confident in this Chiefs team, especially with their offensive line. Especially by this point, Rasheed Rice would have been back from suspension. Um, with like fully acclimated into the offense. Xavier Worthy by this point should be running at a different level. So yeah, I got Kansas City going back to the Super Bowl representing the AFC. All right. In the NFC, um, going back there, I have just to let you know the teams that are participating in the tournament. I got the Eagles, the Packers, the Bucks, the Rams, Lions, Commanders, and Bears in that order. So that would mean I have Chicago going to Green Bay in the wild card round, and I got Green Bay winning that one. Jordan Love has playoff experience, has a playoff win under his belt. Caleb hasn't been. Ben Johnson hasn't been as a head coach. Um, Getting to the playoffs is a good step forward for the Chicago Bears team, and I think that's where their season ends. Like I said, I have a lot of faith, a lot of belief in this Green Bay Packers team, especially after what transpired today. Um, the Green Bay Packers go ahead and trade for Micah Parsons. They trade for Micah Parsons, and I think in one transaction that they become the favorite in the NFC. And I don't well, I was gonna say I don't think it's close, but it's still close. I still, you got the Eagles, uh, got the Commanders in there, got the Rams in there. It it's not gonna be not close. It's definitely gonna be close, but I think Green Bay went ahead and made themselves like the team to beat. And because Jordan Love, he's been in the playoffs, he's done well in the playoffs. Is a good team, good offense. He has the talent, just has to put it all together. And I've been saying this whole week, this is the time that Jordan Love is going to go ahead and put it all together. Um, so yeah, I got them beating the Chicago Bears in the wild card round. Um, Going to the next game, we have the Commanders going to Tampa Bay to face the Baker Mayfield led Buccaneers. And I have Jaden Daniels winning that game. We know how I feel about Jaden. We know how I feel about this Commanders team. We know how I feel about Baker Mayfield and this Bucks team. I think the Bucks can win a lot of games this year, but if they ran up against Jaden Daniels and these Commanders, I think they're going down. Um, and it's really truly no shade to the Buccaneers. I think they're a very good team. Um, I just think any team at this point running into Jaden Daniels in the playoffs, that's not the Eagles, um, will have some trouble. Or not the Eagles or the Packers. Like I think they'll have some trouble. So I got the Commanders there, and then the last wild card game, the Lions at the Rams, the Jared Goff Matthew Stafford Bowl once again, and I have the Rams taking this one. Um, I think Matthew Stafford one last time would like to put it towards his former team. Um, and I like the Rams more. I like the Rams more this year, especially if Stafford is healthy at this point. I think they would go ahead and win this game. The Lions, they take a step back, um, reload after getting new coordinators, replacing Aaron Glenn, replacing Ben Johnson. Um, they're still going to be a factor in the NFC. I just don't think they're going to be a top contender in the NFC. So I got the Rams taking that one. And then the next week, we got the Rams going to Green Bay. And I got Green Bay winning that game. Green Bay winning that game. Swan song for Matthew Stafford. Um, I I want to be clear. I did have this happening before Micah Parsons was involved in the situation. I did have Green Bay in the NFC Championship game at this point, but them going out and getting Micah Parsons just easily solidified that for me. Before I was taking a little bit of a leap of faith in Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. But now that they have Micah Parsons, I think I'm solidified in that. I feel like it's not really a hot take anymore, like it was when I mapped this out on Monday. Um, like getting ready for predictions week, like it was a little bit of a stretch maybe to think that Green Bay was going to get to the championship game, but now I feel really good about it. Now I can say it with my chest and stand 10 toes down with it. So, um got Green Bay beating the Rams and then Washington going to Philly. I got Washington Commanders beating Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs in Philadelphia, doing what they couldn't do last year. I can't talk about how much I like Jaden Daniels any much more than I already have. Um, and I think Philadelphia is good. I would, like I said yesterday, um, have them beating the Commanders like in that last game of the year on Sunday Night Football, winning the division, winning the 1 seed. But I think Washington can come back and get their get back and advance in the playoffs. So that leaves the Commanders and the Packers in Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. And I have the Green Bay Packers edging out the Washington Commanders, going to the Super Bowl to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real with you. When I mapped out everything on for predictions week for the playoffs for my Super Bowl picks, I had I had Washington winning. But today, with Micah Parsons becoming a Green Bay Packer, that has sent them slightly over the edge for me. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. That was a huge transaction. They got an edge rusher that's been an all pro 3 out of his 4 years. a Pro Bowler 4 out of his 4 years, and like just entering his prime, a crazy athlete, um, at a position that they needed help in. Like they got Rashawn Gary on the other side, but man, Micah Parsons is a different animal. Is a different animal. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how that works. See what it looks like. Um, but yeah, so I have the Packers edging out the Commanders and facing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Now, Chiefs versus Packers in the Super Bowl. As you can see, I'm wearing the T-shirt, and I have the Fighting Taylor Swifts winning the Super Bowl. Travis Kelsey, final game of his career, going out on top, going out with a win, greatest tight end ever. Marrying Taylor Swift. Taylor probably does the Super Bowl halftime show. Everything that a lot of people would hate, I think is coming. I think it's coming. I would love it personally. I would love for this to happen this way. A lot of people are going to say it's rigged. A lot of people are going to say the NFL is going to do whatever they have to do to get the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. All right, well, I, that's tough. I don't hate it. I love watching the Chiefs. I love betting on the Chiefs, and I love watching the Chiefs. So, if you have a problem with it, that's on you. That's your business. But I'm gonna love it. If it happens, I will love it, and I think it's gonna happen. So there you have it. Kansas City Chiefs, your 2025 NFL Super Bowl champions. Travis Kelsey getting the ring, walking away, retiring on top. Patrick Mahomes, another Super Bowl MVP, most likely. Um, yeah, so that's what I got. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Talk to me about the Micah Parsons trade. Let me know your thoughts on that. But again, appreciate you guys watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and be on the lookout. We're not done. We're not done. We might have a little return of Brandon's bets coming back for like this college football weekend. Might do a little something there. But I will have the video coming to let you know how to subscribe to the Patreon. Because the Patreon is going to help me out a lot. It's going to really help the channel a lot. Um, it's going to help me by supporting me. And yeah, I'll let you guys know how to do that September 1st. But be on the lookout for the video coming this weekend. But hey, until then, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you.